All right, we're back. Hyro, you got me?
Yeah.
What's
What's
up,
up, brother?
man?
Yeah.
How's it
Just checking
going?
in.
Thank you for being a
Hot
part
as
of this,
hell
man.
in Houston. That's what I am.
Yeah. So you're out in Houston right now, right?
Yeah. I'm visiting family right now, man. This heat a little different, man.
So
So,
for anyone who's listening, this is Hyro the Hero. He's
what's up?
a pretty outspoken man in a very cool band. I would like
Yeah.
you. I'm not gonna lie, definitely hear that Rage Against the Machine influence, but it's
Oh
a
yeah, man.
I'll call it a
That's
hip hop based metal band. But if you're a fan of Rage Against the Machine, I would urge you to check this out because I think you're gonna like what you hear. But yeah, dude, thank you for coming on. Um, what's Houston like? How long have you been there now?
Oh man, it's been crazy. It's cool, man. I've been about maybe pushing a week. You know what I'm saying? Especially with everything going on. You know, George Floyd was from here. You know, he had, rapped and did things like that, man. So he had a history out here, man. So I was around here. I seen the funeral on the news, didn't make it out. I knew it was gonna be a lot of people and things, but yeah, man, they was out here protesting. I was at the protest in LA. It's just been all love, man. You know what I'm saying? Seeing people come together, the vibe, man, is you feel something changing, man, and that's a great thing.
I know. I mean, I feel like everyone we've talked to on this show and all of our circles, I've seen more activism from people who are normally kind of just complacent or silent in these situations than I think
Yeah.
I ever have in my life. And, we talked a little bit yesterday about negative optimism. We're like, yo, this shit sucks, but at least people are aware now, and paying attention and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's definitely I'm glad to see people are awake to this stuff right now. So,
Yeah, man.
um,
I mean, like with anything, music and all that, but you're supposed to make people uncomfortable, man. Now everybody uncomfortable, so everybody put in that position to listen and learn, man.
yeah, man. I mean, you definitely use your music to get these issues across. I mean, you literally talk about what's going on right now. I want to talk about Bullet because the first verse of that song, which is like that's your single, like you're
Yeah,
literally talking about protests and how why sometimes they don't work, how people why it goes violent, and it's like you literally say, either you get justice or you get a riot. We tried to be peaceful, but all you know is violence. Like it's perfect.
yeah,
I was like, oh man, we got to talk about this song, you know.
yeah. Nah, man, it's dope, man. Thanks for asking me about that, because people don't really ask me about it, because them lyrics is deep as hell, man. And it was just, I seen way before, that where it was going to lead to soon. And that's exactly where it's at right now. So I wanted to speak on it. That's how I was feeling. I could only imagine it was building up in everybody. And it wasn't just necessary, oh, go out there, go burn up a building, go do this and that. But it's more so I see just in our history how they get rid of our leaders, stuff like the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, Tupac. So you get rid of the leaders, there's nothing but chaos could happen after that every time. You get what I'm saying? So now we in movements and things without a specific person, that real strong figure we had, because like I said, they go away and shit, it's just gonna lead to this kind of stuff right here. Again, that's the unheard gonna speak, and that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, people reference Martin Luther King and like, oh, well, he had full protests. That worked out. I'm like, he was assassinated. He got murdered. How
Yeah,
peaceful?
exactly.
How peaceful was that movement and demonstration? Like, what? It's like it's one of the craziest arguments I've heard. I'm like, you can't expect people, Black communities who have been oppressed, to calmly disagree with you when their lives are being ruined and people are being murdered.
Yeah, man.
How could you expect that things wouldn't escalate if change doesn't happen, you know?
Well, it has to escalate, because the rulers of this world, say the elite or whatever, they rule through the violence and stuff like that, man. And so when people start getting to understand it, like, man, we gotta fight back. You put in a position to fight back, and this is the way they know to fight back. You get what I'm saying? And it caused some changes. Now, I'm not saying you should do that in a way, businesses and small businesses and things like that. That's when people, that's when we don't have no game plan. You're going out there stealing from people who just working hard. But that's why I say with the leaders, we just need to get collectively a mindset of how to handle these situations when they occur, because it ain't gonna stop right now. You get what I'm saying? So,
Sure.
like
And I
with the
think
Atlanta shooting.
I had I've had this conversation with a few people who are like, I can't believe you're for riots. Like it's you know, that's not right. Like the protesting's okay, but the looting and the rioting, like no, that's not okay. And I'm like, it's not up to me to decide if that's okay anymore. Like if I was in this position, I would be burning shit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
get
like,
you, man. I get you.
I'm like, why would you say that? What if your brother or your son was murdered, and then they let the killers walk, and then they let this guy, they didn't press charges, or qualified immunity rocks up, and because it was a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday at a Trader Joe's instead of at a Whole Foods, that we haven't had this case before, so we can't press charges. We're gonna have to dismiss this. It's like, if that happened to me, you don't think I wouldn't how I would react, you know? And it's like I can't say, because thank God I come from a place where I grew up in a calm middle class suburb where I didn't have these issues in my face. But it's like I wouldn't expect people to do any less, you know? And
that's why you can't judge them for what they're doing, man. You know, it's just, if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. It's just that simple.
And I honestly think it's a talking point for media, and it diminishes the whole movement in general, because there is overwhelming peaceful protests. There are millions of people in the streets all over the world.
Exactly.
And they narrow it down to a Target getting burned down. And I'm like, yeah, there's a bigger picture to this. And, you know, how have the protests been in Houston? Because like you said, I mean, that George Floyd's funeral was there, and I know I saw a little bit on the news, but I haven't seen like a lot of coverage online of it.
Yeah, from what I've seen, you know, it was just, you know, people being peaceful, you know, a little action going on. I ain't seen nothing crazy, but I wasn't at the Houston one. I was at the LA one. The LA one was just straight up peaceful, man. Everybody chilling, walking the streets, doing their thing, you know, out there in the name of change, man. I met a kid from Turkey who said, you know, I really connect to this movement, man, because they got their problems going out on there. That's why I seen it's way bigger than what I could imagine. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, bro, he said people are getting tired of walking. Oh, where's the protest? He said, man, I hear these people complain, but I'd walk thousands of miles in the name of this. You know, I was like, wow, you see that? That's insane.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, we had a few people on from LA yesterday, and they kind of echoed that too, that LA's been a lot of all love and very, as peaceful as a protest could possibly be. And people are mad. I wouldn't say peaceful, because I actually got corrected by this yesterday. I would say non-violent, because people are mad. No, it's not kumbaya out there, and you know,
Santa Monica guy that got off the chain over there.
Yeah. You know, they're trying to protest non-violently, you know, until police presence shows up and things escalate. And it's funny how that happens. You know, a lot of these protests have been peaceful until law enforcement shows up with tanks and riots.
That's why I say, man. That's why it's like, you know, that's why I always I'm not the hugest artist in the world, but when it comes to my music, I want a message, and I want to put that voice out there, because I'm kind of giving you the instructions when I'm rapping, you know, on how to do things. But I'm not a big rapper, so I mean, I'm thank God for Kendrick Lamar and a J. Cole who actually speaks some real stuff. But a lot of what we hear from a lot of these rappers ain't no strategies, no nothing. It's just turn up and gold chain and material. Now we're in a position where you can't speak that bull.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Why did you, because you could be a rapper, honestly. You could drop a hip hop record. I feel like commercially it might even take you farther, because obviously we exist in an underground world and stuff. So why did you like choose to use, you know, this is obviously your outlet, you know, to speak your mind and get your point across and express all these like atrocities and stuff. So why did you choose to do it like in the context of like a metal band, you know?
Oh man, it came from the feeling of I could let out emotion way more through guitars, you know what I'm saying, drums, because like when you make a hip hop beat, sometimes it's just so mechanical, because you just, you know, tap the button and that's what you get. But when somebody playing guitar with me or something, it's how they feel, what energy I'm giving them on stage. You get what I'm saying? He'll hit it even harder. So it's really like a spiritual connection when you're doing that live music or when you're rocking out like that. So I noticed that when I was young in high school, when my first girlfriend broke up with me, I was like, yo, I need to scream, but I can't scream on a rap song. So I said, you know, I'm going to take a rock song and I'm going to sample it. And I was like, bro, I'm really letting out right here. And so I was like, man, this gonna be my lane right here, you know. So I got down with it and got better at it and everything.
Yeah, I mean, your delivery is awesome. I mean, in this genre, it's definitely one of my favorite approaches to, like, incorporating hip hop stuff in heavier music and stuff. And when I talk to you, and then I hear your songs, I'm like, man, he does sound like the same person.
Like
It's
angry
crazy. Yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, man, I'm like, what's up next for Hyro now? Like, with everything kind of shut down and with the state of the world, are you planning to do more stuff, in the near future?
Your boy hopped on TikTok, man. I kind of took over TikTok. I got like 30,000 followers now. That's dope.
I love it. All right.
I'm media game and all of that right now. And then after this is my album. I'm finishing up my album. I'm working on some surprises for that, man. That my album looking crazy. And then just waiting until we get back on the road on tour, man, because it's kind of I don't know how to operate without touring.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, everybody on here is scrambling to come up with new stuff. This whole platform exists because SoundRink couldn't book shows, so they got into live streaming, and that's how we're doing this too. But yeah, that's cool. So while you're here, man, this is your platform. Like, I want to give you a minute to talk about the music community, talk about what's going on with your life. So any other thoughts, anything you want to tell the people who are tuned in right now, just go for it.
Man, I just want to give a big shout out to the rock community because I came in the rock community, and from where we come from, we just had these thoughts like, oh man, they don't like us, black people different, whatever shit. But nah, man, the rock community, bro, they embrace with open arms. I never really experienced no racism in the rock community. It's always been love. I go on tour. Sometimes the only brother out there, bro, and everybody, hey, what's up, bro? Nothing but love. So I go middle America. Sometimes I see a lot of love going on. You don't really see the racism in your face when I go, but I'm only there for a few days. So I can imagine living in situations like that. You get what I'm saying? I come from Texas, so I was kind of in it, and I don't realize a lot of that shit. But yeah, the music industry, bro, it's insane how much support has came, man. I did an interview with Andy Black, and people loved it, man. They all just showed mad love, man, and just give me the platform to speak some real shit is amazing. Like you, man. Thank y'all so much. Well, yeah, I can't explain, bro. It's really like real mind blowing to me.
Well, dude, I really appreciate you coming on here, and I definitely look forward to what you got coming up. And stay safe out there in Houston, man. And like I said, really fan of your work, and definitely can't wait to hear what you do next, man. So take all this shit and put it into music, man.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Cool, thanks, man. Brother. All right, Hyro the Hero. Thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
Peace. What's up?
All right, Hyro the Hero. Go listen to his last record. It's awesome. Listen to the song Bullet. If you're a fan of Rage Against the Machine, I think you won't be disappointed. All right, we're going to take 2 minutes, and I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and then I'm going to have Carl Severson on from Ferret Music and Good Fight Music. I feel like I should mention our charity raffle for the 1,000th time, but if you go to soundrink.live and make a $10 donation, you're automatically entered into our giveaway raffle. We've got over 100 prizes. You can donate now at the link below, and you can see the list of prizes in there. So please throw $10 at this. Thank you to everyone who's donated so far. We're over $50,000 in donations, which is mind-blowing, and I appreciate you. And I'm going to pee, so I'll be right back.